channel, Homespun by Cathy. I am Cathy, and I build and upcycle farmhouse furniture and decor. And I appreciate you tuning back in to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any content. So I've got a small haul to show you because on my website, there's a section called the Pick and Pen. And what's going to be posted there are these collectibles and things that I'm finding to resell. I've got some back here. And also some salvage that I may eventually upcycle, but I'm going to give you the opportunity to pick it up until I get to it. Let's get started. I have this little small silver bowl thing. It's got 3 little candle holders on it, and I'm sure it's not valuable in any way. It says Silver Plate Italy. It's kind of cute. So that's for sale right now in the Pick and Pen. And it is on the back, made exclusively for Longaberger. So it's got 2 screw holes. So apparently it hung on the wall, and I guess there were 2 little baskets there, and it's got these 3 little hooks. This would be so cute in somebody's kitchen with wooden utensils or rolling pins hanging. But I'll fix it up eventually, but if you want to snap it up before then, it's listed. So this is something that if you have some decorative plates or you collect those kinds of things, this is perfect for you. Hold on, let me go get my measuring tape and I'll tell you how. Okay, I'm back. Let's see how big of a plate you can put in there. All right, so from the inside to the inside is 10.5 inches. So 10-inch plates would work in there. I like the shape of it. It's aged, so it's not bright silver. I have a feeling at some point it was kind of chromy looking. Again, not expensive, just not something that I want to keep. This is something so out of the realm of anything I would normally buy, but it attracted me because I like this color. It's a vintage blue kind of color. Look at that. There's a little bit of that blue here and there, which might have been the look they were going for. You're getting the shadow of my, see that? Isn't that cute? I don't know. I don't know that I would leave it, but I thought it might be nice to offer it to someone if they wanted it. Until then, it's 24 inches wide. If you're interested in it, go over there and check it out on the Pick and Pen on my website. Okay. Let's do the last 2 items that are not collectibles. When I see something like this, I don't know about you, but I think about a lodge or somebody's lake camp, you know, that kind of thing. Just because of the pine and the old look of it. Now, I have an idea of what this was used for. I think it was used for mail and maybe glasses. Just an idea. Or I'm sure you could use it for napkins, you know, but this looks like it had a purpose and I don't really know what it is. So cute. And I got this last year. These ladies were asking $12 for it. They called it a wall basket. And it has holes in the bottom, so I really think you could use a cocoa liner and plant something in there, or just set pots in there, or do faux floral. I think this is the original finish. I don't think anybody tried to faux finish this. I think it came like that. It was made in the Philippines, and I did not pay $12 for it. In fact, by the time I got to their table, they were offering like a pretty good size bag, and anything you could fit in the bag was $10. So this fit in the bag along with a whole bunch of other stuff. So I will upcycle this eventually. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but it's going to be for sale on my website until then. So on to the collectibles. This is a Lenox, so Lenox China, Morningside Cottage. You see that? Vase. So it's really cute. It's got morning glories. It has a little bee right there. You see that? And a little ladybug. So I looked these up on Etsy, not Etsy, I'm sorry, eBay and another site. They were like 30 or 40 bucks. So if you or someone you know has this set, I don't even know if there was a China set with this pattern. Maybe it was just, the only pictures I saw were of this vase and then a smaller round vase and a bowl. So that's up there. This is a Leroy creamer, 18 karat gold trim. It has this little daisy kind of detail. You see that right there? Yeah. It's in good shape. It's nice and clean. It doesn't have any crackling. But you know, I'm not asking a lot for it. Just go over there and check it out if you get another piece. And then this is Poole Silver, P-O-O-L-E. This is a sugar bowl. I do not have a lid. I think it has a lid that's supposed to be with it, and I do not have it. Again, cheap. I don't want to paint it, you know, so I won't be upcycling it. Here's the last piece. I bought this just for the frame. So if you like grand millennial style, I think this is something that you might be interested in. The artist is A.M. Tretchlin, T-R-E-C-H-S-L-I-N. So I looked her up on the internet. Again, you see my glare. It's signed. And it's a print. It's not an original. But Anne-Marie Tretchlin. I think she was born in Italy and she died in Switzerland in 2007. And she did mostly botanicals. A few bird prints I saw of hers, and they weren't overly expensive. I'm asking $20 for this. I feel like the frame would be worth that. It's in excellent condition. I'm even going to show you the back. Look, there's no wrinkles. There's nothing. There's this one tiny, it looked like one spot of water might have gotten right there. But this backing is in perfect shape. So I bought it for the frame, and I was just going to darken it and maybe put something else in it. So I just thought I would offer it for sale if anyone was interested in that or knew of the artist. So this is listed on my website. Very reasonable price. Do not worry. And last but not least, I want to show you two things. This is just a little basket, and I had just never seen anything like this. Have you, with these rolled handles, I thought this was really cute. It was reminiscent of a dough bowl or something. I think this would look pretty with 3 little herbs in there. And I don't know why you couldn't put some rope or twine and hang this. It would look pretty hanging like this. I guess it's for French bread or something. I don't know. Anyway, I like it. I might just white wax it. We'll see. So I'm also selling Farmhouse Signs on my website, and I will do custom signs. I mostly build them out of pallet wood, and I can either trim them or I like to use upcycled frames. This is a silver platter, but I bought it because it has these cool handles. And I'm going to use the back of it for a sign. So it'll be for sale on the website as a farmhouse sign. I love this. I love painting silver. I think it's going to be really cute. And I'm going to use one of my brand new IOD farm animal stamps. I think I'm going to do the chicken. We might do all kinds of stuff. We might do a grain sack stripe with the chicken, and then I'm probably going to say fresh eggs daily. So thanks again for joining me, and let's hit it. Hey guys, so the first thing you want to do with a silver piece is take a baby wipe and wipe everything off of it, including any blue residue from price tags. And then I took it outside and sprayed a clear coat on it. You could use a metal primer or just a clear coat just to help this stick. So I mixed up some white latex paint and I just put a little bit of chalk paint in it just to tint it so it wouldn't be so bright white. And then I put 3 heaping spoonfuls of baking soda in there, and it was about a 50-50 mixture, and that's the best ratio to get really good results when you want to paint silver. So you see there, the tray is a little frosty from the clear coat, and this project took a long time just because there was a lot of waiting around for things to dry. So when you put the first coat of this type of mixture on a piece, you want to use a chip brush, something cheap that has stiff, thick bristles, because that just helps it maintain that much more texture. And you just want to slop it on there. It doesn't matter how the brush strokes go, you're gonna be able to see them. So just make sure you get full coverage on the piece and let it dry overnight. When you get ready to put your second coat on, you want to stipple or pounce it on, and you can see there all of the brush strokes that are dried. That's how much texture is in this mixture. And when you stipple your second coat on, it is going to go into the highs and lows of those brush strokes and really cover it and give it some really beautiful texture. You can see a little bit of it there. It takes a minute, but just pounce away. I say pounce, I don't know, stipple. You just want to make sure you cover everywhere, and it's easy to tell, shiny from dull, so you can go back and just make sure you have full coverage over your piece, and then you let that dry 24 hours. Now, when you put a grain sack stripe on something, you're going to start out with 3 pieces of tape. I eyeball it. Since this is diameter, I did stick a tape up there just to make sure I was pretty much in the middle. But you put 1 piece of tape in the center, and then you go back and put another piece of tape on either side of that, getting it as close as you possibly can without overlapping. And I want to mention as well, I actually sanded this piece because I want to paint a quote on there, and I wanted it to be a little bit smoother. And this mixture did perfect. Nothing came off the silver. I just sanded with a really fine sanding block, and it worked out great. And then I put a clear coat on it again, so I wouldn't pull up any paint. So you see there, I have my 3 pieces of tape. Don't be afraid to pick it back up and manipulate it so you can get some good lines. And then you pull the center tape up. And now you have basically a stencil for your center line. And I used straight latex paint here. You can use chalk paint, which is probably better. But I like this color, and I only have it in latex right now. Now, I pull my tape right away just to make sure I have good clean lines, and especially with latex because painter's tape will pull it up sometimes. I unfortunately made a big mistake, and after I pulled this tape off and let it dry, I meant to go back and put a clear coat on it, and I thought I had, but apparently I had not. So I went to work the next day, getting ready to put the side stripes on. And how you do that is basically put 2 pieces of tape on the stripe that you've already painted, half on, half off, side by side. And then that covers that center stripe so you don't paint over it. And then it gives you a gap between the center stripe and your side stripes. So you've got 2 pieces of tape down here, and then you put 2 more pieces down, however wide you want those the side stripes to be. I like mine to be pretty thin, maybe 1/4 inch or so wide. So you just lay down 2 more pieces of tape on either side of that center tape. And then you paint. And you'll see that maybe if I had used masking tape, it wouldn't have been a problem. But I thought I had sprayed this with a clear coat, and I had not. And when I pulled this tape, it did pull up a few pieces of the paint from the center stripe. I don't mind that most of the time. I do that sometimes. I've done it on some galvanized pieces that I wanted to put stripes on, and I know it's going to come off, and it just looks distressed. But I wanted a more, filled in line on this. So I get those side stripes painted and pull the tape, and then you'll see when I pull this center tape that there's a few spots. But you know what? All I did was take a little bitty brush and dab some paint in there. Okay, so stripes are done, and now we're ready to get our quote on. All I do is print this out on my computer. I just have a regular inkjet printer. The type of ink really doesn't matter in this case. We're just using this as a guide, and I cut it out along with a piece of carbon paper and just tape that to the piece, and then I trace it with a pencil. And that's as simple as it can be. These farmhouse fonts have thin lines and then thicker lines. I don't fill those in. I just trace around all of the lines. I think it may be sped up here, but I think this took me about 7 or 8 minutes to trace this quote onto the piece. And I just use a regular number 2 pencil, nothing fancy or weird about the pencil. And then I go back with a paint pen and trace over the pencil marks and fill in the lines. It's really, really simple to do. You need a little bit of a steady hand, but you could do it. I decided on farm fresh eggs instead of fresh eggs daily. I'm left-handed, so I had moved the camera to the other side. So you can see it's a little bit difficult to go from right to left to do this because you can't really see what you're doing. But I just remove, and there it is. Okay, and like magic, there's the quote. I'm sorry, guys. Something happened to the footage or I even forgot it. But if you go back to my very first video, I did a sign on there and you can see me doing the painting process. Here, I'm just ready for this chicken stamp. I was so excited, and then it came up and it wasn't as dark as I really wanted it to be, but we're going to fix that too. I think my ink was a little bit old, but these stamps are amazing. The detail and the ease of use. I love the IOD stamps. It's still really cute. So to finish it off, I decided anytime I do a silver piece that has a handle or a place where I think somebody might grab it to move it or something, I'm always worried about it getting a little more wear, and I don't want the paint to wear down. So I usually wrap jute twine around anything with a handle. So I did that here. And then I also went back and just tied on a little twine hanger. I think these things could be hung on the wall with, well, this has a handle, so you could put it on a hook just at the handle, or you could use the 3M hangers. So I went back and white waxed the tray, and it really toned down the sharp black of the lettering. So it kind of melded it all in together. I white waxed the whole thing and just stayed away from the chicken stamp, and it turned out really good. You'll see this at the end. So here is the orangey sort of basket that I had in the beginning, and I did decide to just white wax it. It made a huge difference in the look of this basket. It is really, really pretty. I just use Waverly clear wax, and then I just put some craft paint in it to tint it, you know, whatever shade of white or a little off-white. I've never tried to use another color, and I'm wondering if you had a natural colored basket, if you put sort of a vintage green or a vintage blue color in the clear wax. Maybe we'll try that next time. But it's really versatile, and that's why I get the clear. I've never used the white wax that comes already white. I do use the antiquing wax, so if this was a very light colored basket, you know, you can use the antiquing wax on that. Sometimes I use it on the silver pieces to age them, and they're very versatile products. I really like them. But yeah, just this was pretty heavy too. I really did not want any of that orangey brown coming through it all. And I didn't do the complete inside. I just went around the inside, maybe an inch or two down, because I do intend to use this with 3 little pots of herbs or something inside. And I just thought it turned out great. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to check out my website, homespunbycathy.com. I will see you in the next video.